Okay, so we're doing this call just because we've had a lot of people that are interested in the global uni and they've sent questions to their support coaches and they've had questions for me. So I've not prepared a specific session to go through the global uni, although I can go through information. It's more for you guys to ask me your questions. So for those of you that are thinking of the global uni, do you guys want to start asking me questions? All good. Tashi says, I had so much resistance to jump on, and I'm so happy that I did. Yeah. Resistance is that voice that says, go back to reason. Don't cross to freedom. That's what resistance is. Go back to what you've known. Don't cross into the unknown, right? All good. Okay, someone's got to begin by asking me a question. We need a question, guys. I'm not a mind reader. I'm very good, but I don't yet read all of your minds. What's the difference between the global uni and House of Manifestation? So there's been a couple of people in the group that have been saying like they really want to join the global uni, but literally financially right now it's not feasibility. So before I explain the difference between House of Manifestation and global uni, let me speak to that, right? If like genuinely right now you do not have the money and there is genuinely no way to get the money, but you want to make the next step, and you want to commit to something and you want to do something, I recommend House of Manifestation. Okay. Now, the call your bullshit gauge, because this is the call your bullshit gauge. Some of you guys know that you're meant to be in the global uni. You know that that's your level, but House of Manifestation feels safer, right? So if you're that person, right, you have to call yourself on your fucking shit. I can't. I could, well, I can. If you come to it in person, I will. My preempt for the in person was like, I may bully some of you. I don't actually think I did that much bullying this year in Marbella. There's a lot worse in Morocco because we're doing long walks in Morocco, you know? So like there's just look, there's ample space for me to get my chit chat on. So for some of you guys, you know that you're meant to be in the global uni, you know the global uni is your level, you know that that's where you're meant to be, and you're allowing yourself to have bite-size investment. So I'm going to do a low ticket here and I'm going to do a low ticket membership, right? Then there's another group of you that like literally in the practical situation that you are right now, global uni is not feasible. Cool. That no shame. Like genuinely, who gives a fuck? If you know in your mind that you want to do something, House of Manifestation is what we call kind of your gym for your internal world, right? So House of Manifestation in terms of value is fucking insane. I don't really sell anything in terms of value, but I can't speak about House of Manifestation without that. So House of Manifestation, you've got I think it's like I don't even know how many sessions. Does anyone know how many sessions? Is it like 100 and something sessions when you join? And the whole idea is that you start really, really being conscious. So one of the primary things that I did in my transformation journey was get really, 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 really nitpicky with my environment, right? So in the sense that I was in a very hippie community where everyone had a lot of shit around money and I wanted to build wealth. I'd seen my mum be poorly and like it being a major stress in the family. There'd be a lot of arguments about money, and I'd made a commitment to myself that like there's no fucking way this bitch is going to be in that situation. Like, if money has to be spent, I'm going to have it. I'm going to be the woman that has it, right? I made that decision. It was a decision. It brought a lot of shit up for me. I didn't have a business, never had a business, right? So I'm tarot barrier, yeah? And I made that decision. And one of the primary things that I did that really, really blew things up for me, like, I mean, going from like making about 7K a month to doing 250,000 in 3 months, like, it was insane. It was a leap and it was a terrifying investment for me. Was that this woman had daily calls, this coach. And so every day for a year and a half, right, even creating the business, I listened to these daily calls. And I did it very intentionally because when you wake up, what do? Your automatic behavioral response is to be who you were yesterday, right? And then there's no change. So what a daily call does is it's a pattern interrupt, right? So it's like it's every single day you're asking yourself, who am I being in this present moment? And so the free event is brilliant. And it's like, I'm so happy that you guys have got things from it, but you can't compare it to actually making a long-term commitment to listening to calls every single day, right? Because you every single day you do a little tweak, you do a little tweak, you do a little tweak, that fucking compounds. And then you're like, I don't even recognize myself. Like, I can't, I find this is the strangest thing. I find it really hard to resonate with who I was at the beginning of my journey because I'm so different, like so different. And that's been the compound effect of listening to daily trainings, right? So when I set up House of Manifestation, what I wanted to do was create really a bank for people that maybe aren't at the global uni point, but they can listen to these trainings. And these trainings can really clear up their subconscious mind. And these trainings can really get them on a different financial path that would then either lead to the global uni or whatever they do next, because obviously that's your choice, right? And so House of Manifestation is it's a monthly Q&A with me, and it's a monthly clearing with me at the moment. We did have someone else do it, but I feel like I want to do it at the moment. I just want to. And then you've got the training bank, right? And so what's brilliant about House of Manifestation, and I actually did, like, I used House of Manifestation myself. Like, I actually did a process on Sunday. I did it with Craig. Craig and I have been together for fucking years, and he has never done an energetic process with me. And now suddenly, so he did it. And, we've got like one that's called Energetic Ayahuasca. And I needed a few questions, and we both laid down. And then afterwards, it was really wonderful because we both shared like our channeled messages. If Craig knew that I talked about him doing channeled messages, he'd be like, it wasn't a channeled message, Hannah, I just got a feeling. Anyway, channeled fucking messages. So I use it. So it's like you've got the meditations, you've got different emotional clearing stuff, you've got the wound work, you've got different reprogramming sessions. Like you've got, if you scroll down, you've got a huge amount of modalities and you've got a breadth of modalities. So the minimum commitment for that is 3 months, not a year, like the global uni. I'm going to get you, I'll actually, if you message your support coach, they can send you the link for that. Okay. So that's House of Manifestation. What House of Manifestation does not have is the blueprints. Okay. So House of Manifestation doesn't have the business training. I had a call with someone yesterday, and if some of you guys are thinking of the global uni, you want to speak to me, like literally just send me a message, because like again, I want you to make the right choice for you. I don't want to force you into something. I want you to make the right choice for you, right? So I was speaking to someone yesterday, and we had the conversation, and immediately it was like, no, what you need is you need the business strategy, right? Like all of the business training courses, like practical business training courses. And I hold a boundary, like I said at the beginning, in these calls. Like I don't do charts, I don't do the business training, I don't do strategies. I'm not going to answer that in the WhatsApp, because that's now a paid, that really is a paid service. And within the global uni, you've got that. So you've got the relationship blueprint, you've got the business blueprints, you've got like literally everything that I have done to make multiple seven figures is within the global uni. And I've created a blueprint. And each blueprint is designed for a certain area of life, right? And it's something that's going to have an ROI for the rest of your life. These are long-term things. The relationship stuff that I teach is stuff that you'll use for the rest of your life, that people use whether they're single or married or anything in between. Same with the business. I teach like practical structures and strategies that have like, that have made literally millions. And I teach various forms of structures and strategies. So you can't compare the content of the global uni to the content of House of Manifestation, right? It's completely different levels. So House of Manifestation is great. It's like your spiritual gym. Vanessa's put here. It's the same reason exactly that I pay for my gym. Yeah, instead of go to the free gym because there's motivation, but it's like your spiritual gym. It's the baseline that you need. And I've had someone say, oh, like, how can you be bothered to do your spiritual practices? Like, I don't have the time. I'm like, well, your life is going to be fucking chaotic, because the reason that my life works, and I did an audio on this, is because, like, however busy my life is, however many things that I'm doing, like, I'm launching this with you guys, but I've also got other projects. That said, I don't feel like I've got, I mean, today I watched The Ultimatum. But the point is that the reason that it's all functioning is because of my practices. The reason that I can have challenging things happen in business and it doesn't really knock me like it used to are my practices. That's House of Manifestation. But global uni is next level, yeah? So that's where you're going to get the blueprints. It's the probably slightly more experienced business person. Instead of having 100 sessions, you've got like 200 and something sessions on the podcast. You've got all the blueprints. If you bought everything separately in the global unit, it's like 70 something thousand. And I know Summer, your mum joined recently. She was like, what the fuck? Like, this is like insane. And Summer's mum, Mina, she's done a testimonial. I've just put it into, I put it on my stories, but I can pop it into, I don't know if it's on my stories, so I can pop it into the chats. Like, she's doubled her income on month 3. And that's because she's got all of the business structures and strategies as well, right? So global uni, you've got everything in House of Manifestation. You've got all of the blueprints. You've got way more sessions. I go into into so much more detail. You've got the whole integrative healing system. You've got like, we've only been able to touch on things, right? This is a really short period of time, and I'm really pleased with how much we've got done, right? But still, like, completely understanding the subconscious mind, going deep into all of the modalities, that's really the global uni, yeah? And then you've got the choice between foundation or VIP. So I always say to people, like, if you're someone that you know that like you just get shit done, like I'm a get shit doner. I'm like in a lot of groups, I'm a fly on the wall. Like I love doing things. I'm a nerd, right? Like I just, but I have, there's a lot of people that have bought courses and haven't completed courses, and it's a problem. And it's because you hit something in a course, you don't know how to resolve it by yourself. And so then you drop the course because there's no more nuance, there's no more support. And so the way that VIP is set up is that you've got WhatsApp access to me. Hannah, I did this blueprint and I looked at how you can build a membership, and then I looked at all of the different launch models and like, how would you structure this for this product, right? I'm going to look at your offer. I'm going to look at your messaging. And I've done this for so long and I've helped so many clients and I look at so many business strategies every single day that obviously you're going to get an added layer. So it's about whether you want that. You also, in the VIP, you get the monthly mastermind calls, the community. I hope you can see are fucking legends. Like my clients, they're like, I just don't resonate with any of the bollocks you see online with all the drama. I'm like, my clients are all having a lovely time together. Like in Marbella, we put like, how many people were in that Villa Vanessa? And like, there was no spats. There was no, like, everyone was just like really, really, really quickly connected. So we've got a really great group of business owners that are also like, yeah, 22. We became best friends, like truly, truly. Right? So you've got the monthly mastermind calls. That's good because people bring their heads together to kind of like, um, okay, brilliant. Bye, Rachel. To bring their heads together, to kind of like figure out ideas. And then you've got the in-person. So we do 2 in-person a year. We do Marbella and we do Morocco. Well, actually, that's not true. We're doing 1 this year, Marbella, right, which is done. And next year we've got Marbella and we've got Morocco. Marbella is in May, Morocco is in November and December. When you join VIP, you get 1. Okay. And so in Marbella, it's usually a luxury experience. It's a lot more business focused. It's profound. We're going to be doing it around the Agadir area near Marbella. It's actually more, it's between Marbella and Malaga. And then Morocco is often where we get the husbands come very often to Morocco because we do the Atlas Mountains. It's hiking, it's camels, it's tents in the desert, plus masterminding and internal work. It's like a massive celebration. But also people have a lot of things come through. There's a lot of big realizations. There's a lot of internal development, right? So we mapped business strategies in Marbella. We get shit done, but it's also fun. Okay, I need to drop. Thank you for the call today. We'll see you on the mastermind tomorrow. Bye, darling. Okay, so what else have I got here? When I invest, I force myself to kick ass. Yeah, people think the spiritual is separate from your life when really it is your life. Yeah, 100%. What's the different in the uni? Are all the materials self-paced except 1 or 2 live calls? So yeah, in the uni, if you buy it all, if you pay in full, you get all of the blueprints together, right? If you pay monthly, you get access monthly, right? And so a lot of the blueprints are self-paced, and then you've got 3 calls in total a month. So the 3 calls are the 2 home calls, and then the additional global uni call. If you're in VIP, there are 4 calls. What I must say, right, is that don't feel like you have to do it all to get the value. And this is the conversation that I have with my clients that are especially a little bit more experienced, because the person that gets the biggest results, isn't the person that does the most calls, that does everything perfectly. It's the person that comes in and they trust, I need this now, I'm going to come to this, and they're very specific and targeted with their time. So when I'm in an investment, I'm currently in an investment right now, I go to the call and I ask a question, and I'll miss calls strategically because I'm like, actually, I don't need that. But I'm still very happy with the investment because we're making the investment because we want a result. We're not making the investment because we want to be the goodest girl or the goodest boy in it, right? So with the uni, there is a lot that is self-paced, but there is also live spaces, right? So for example, this week, for those of you guys that join, we've got the VIP call tomorrow, which is the mastermind call, and then we've got a 2-hour business clinic. So a business clinic, for example, is not something we do in House of Manifestation. A business clinic is literally come on the call, bring me your business, and like, let's actually strategize. It's not going to be as much of this internal work, even though the internal work can come up. It could be like, I want to make X amount in this time. Hannah, how would you do it? And we would go deep into that and we would look at that. So that level of thing you're not going to get unless you're in global uni or the VIP tier. So if you want more hands-on, and if you especially want more hands-on from me, I always recommend VIP. Okay. Have I answered questions on this? What's the difference between that? I want to make the 50K so I can join global uni. Beautiful. When I invest, I force myself to kick ass. Yeah. Okay. Do I have any more practical questions about different levels, different offers, what you get in each level? Are there one-to-one calls in the global uni? Um, so global uni is a group program. There aren't one-to-one calls. There are live calls, um, but there aren't one-to-one calls. If you pay in full, and this is what someone's doing, if you pay in full whatever the product is that you choose, you get a 2-hour one-to-one call with me. So let's say you chose to do the 13K or you chose to do the 18K and you chose to pay it in full, which a lot of people do. Then I do a 2-hour call with you. And a lot of people want to do that 2-hour call straight away. So I've said that in August, I'm not working. That means that I'm not launching anything, okay? But it doesn't mean that I'm not in the VIP group, doesn't mean that I'm not in WhatsApp. So I've had a couple of people being like, are you going to be in WhatsApp in VIP? And I'm like, oh no, I didn't mention that. No, I will be. Still serving my VIP clients, obviously, right? And then I've got a couple of people that have asked to have their one-to-one call in August. So if you did the pay in full, what people usually do with me is that they begin their time with that. And then what I really ask is to get as much information as possible so I can prep. So let's say you want to go super strategic within that time. I mean, we can do it internal, but most people for that 2-hour call, what they want is like a lot of strategic support. So what I request then is that you send me birth time, all of that, and I'll do all of your blueprint, just blueprint and season, just so I'm also clear on your unique differences, your timeline, where you're at. That's really, really helpful for me to guide you. And then we will go into the thing that you want. So let's say, for example, you're like, I want to plan how to hit X goal in this time. Well, we'll really look at like offer structure, funnel, how do you do like all of those things that are really important. And obviously, because I've done it and because I've helped the people do it, it's easy for me to do, right? So some people choose that. I'm just trying to think like Vanessa did a call with me at the beginning, but she didn't do a 2-hour call. She joined on something else. And we went through all of her websites, went through all of her copy, went through all of her one-to-one, right? I've got people that come onto those calls and it's that they're doing really well. They just want to be blind spotted. You know, I had a call with Mina when she joined and, you know, she's created this incredible ecosystem. So it was more refining, right? Like looking at what she wasn't seeing. Right. So it really depends. If you do pay in full and you do get those 2-hour calls, they are really catered to you. The more information that you can give me prior, I mean, I'm pretty good at pulling shit out of people, right? But the more information you can give me prior, websites, offers, what you want your business to look like, how much money you want to make, like that's just really helpful for me because there are so many strategies that you can use to create a result, but I'm not going to give everyone like when we did the VIP in Marbella, one of the activities, and we got people in couples, was really looking at like how strategically you can map the next 12 months to 3 years. Lots of people in business don't achieve their results because they're just lost. They're like, I don't know what to do. They like can't sit, like they just like they get lost in the emotions of the moment and it feels like they're failing. And when you're zoomed out and you can see, well, the next year to 3 years, and there's always changes, the plan can change. It's not like rigid, right? But roughly, and you understand that the season that you're in, it helps you relax during it, right? And so I was helping two clients, I was sat down with them, and like face value, they probably looked like quite similar clients doing quite similar work, right? But instantly, I sat with them. What we mapped for the next 12 months was like completely different. For one of them, what was an alignment was like, yeah, you're going to do 25K sales, you're going to do 10, we're going to do it this way. We mapped out the funnel, how to get people, the messaging, the content. That's your $250,000. Don't add fluff. Like for one of the clients, that was appropriate. For another one of the clients, it was like, actually, we need to scale out something that you've got that's kind of more of an agency model. We need to make sure that you're getting super duper solid in the healing work that you're doing. And then we're going to be looking at like a 10K group program and scaling that out, right? So you can have things, people that look really similar, but this, you want to make sure that you're mapping something that's appropriate for you. So that's what I do, but that's only for the pay in fulls. One-to-ones for me starts at 100K. So if you're interested in one-to-one and you're in that range, then one-to-one start at 100K. But I don't do one-to-one packages, and I do long-term one-to-one packages, minimum commitment of 12 months, minimum price point of 100K. I don't do below that. And then we've got much higher in our premium suite. That's kind of a different ballpark. That would be, do not speak to the sport coaches, come and speak to me if you're that type of person. Actually, some of you guys may have seen ads on social media for our premium suite. I haven't spoken about it here, but that is also something else that we do. Okay, any more questions? As there will not be business strategy support in HOM, can this be provided as a separate service with the blueprint? So what a couple of people are starting in HOM. I'm a little bit, because I'm not in the DMs with you guys as much, the support coaches are. From my understanding, what a couple of people have decided is they're like going to start with HOM now, and then they're going to upgrade to more business. So that's one avenue that you can do. Another thing is that some of my clients that want to do HOM, they do HOM VIP. So House of Manifestation VIP is 9K the year, and monthly, I think it's 799. That's currently on discount. That's going to go up to over $1,000 a month, and it's 12,500 in full, but it's currently 9. We're not particularly marketing it on this live launch, but it is there and it is available. So if you do want the business support and you specifically want the business support, I highly, 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 highly recommend doing the VIP. And what some of my people do as well is they pay monthly to begin with. So they're like, okay, this month I can do 799, but then they make money or something comes through and then they pay in full month 2, month 3. I'll still do the one-to-one with you, right? We can do that. So sometimes people are like, I just want to do a first step and then I can upgrade. That's possible. I mean, if that's what's available to you, I highly recommend it. If you're doing it that way because you don't want to own the decision that you actually want to make, I don't recommend that. I recommend that you actually do what you want to do, right? But obviously, this is a group discovery call, so I'm speaking to a multitude of people and I'm trying to speak to different people. If it's a terror barrier and you know the Global Uni is for you, you know the Global Uni VIP is for you, just go straight to what's the appropriate thing. But if you're like, I want to make a step, let me start in HOM, then we can upgrade you as you go. And so that's definitely something that you can discuss with your support coaches, or you can drop me a message. I'm on WhatsApp as well. And we could like really look at what that would look like exactly for you. Just my recommendation, if you know that you really want to do something, you know that you want to really work with me, make a step, right? And then in terms of, can this be provided as a separate service with the blueprint is 333, the blueprint session, the blueprint training is 333, and we always do blueprint in Marbella. So if you come to Marbella next year, we'll do blueprint, we'll do seasons. Marbella for the day is like the week, you've got to be a client. For the week, it's 2,500 and you've got to be a long-term client. We don't open that to people that aren't long-term clients. Marbella for the day, I think it's I think it's 900 and something. And I think the half day is 500 and something. I can't remember because I wasn't meaning to talk about these offers. But the point is, we do have a product suite. So if you've got very specific questions, like, and you're a type of buyer that knows what they want and you want to ask the questions, please feel free and we can send you that information. Yeah. So Blueprint can be bought separately. Recommend VIP with House of Manifestation if you want more of that business support. The business trainings are in the global uni. They can be bought separately. Multidimensional business system 1 is like 5K. So you can buy these separately. It just works out significantly better for you to get the membership, because then you get everything. Something else that we do is if you want to start with a blueprint and then you upgrade to global uni, let's say in 30 days, we always discount what you paid for the blueprint from the global uni, right? And so some people do that to allow themselves to take the next step. So that's also an option. Okay, any more questions? I'm very impressed that my lipstick has not really come off on my, oh, you can't see it. It's the furry thing. Usually it's like my whole cup's covered and then I come on the Zoom and I've got these lines of like lipstick and I'm like, oh great, on camera with lipstick on my face again. Any more questions? If I've not got any more questions, what I'll leave you with is like, you've got to make the right choice for you. So it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It doesn't matter what any tier anyone else is choosing. Like at the end of the day, it's you on your journey. And so you've got to, like, I have some people that come to these trainings and they're like, the second I heard you speak, I decided that I wanted to certify with you. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to certify with you. Some of you guys are like, actually, Hom's the place for me. I need that kind of time, like accountability. I need that type of work. Some of you guys are like, global unis for me. And so you've got to really trust that. And just like we talked about with the terror barrier today, right? Like when you make the decision, if the global uni, if you didn't have it on your plan for 2026 to make that kind of investment, then you might have fear come up. You might have like resistance come up. But the work, and it's not even about whether you join a program with me or a product with me or not. It's like, it's being with yourself in that discomfort and asking, actually, well, beyond all of the bollocks that the mind is spitting at me as I make a decision, what's actually true? What do I want? Right. And I think one of the biggest things in manifestation, because you can work on it in one area and it's going to come up again. The biggest things in manifestation is that, like, we are allowed to have whatever we want, right? We are. Now, there might be a process, things might take more time, things might take less time, whatever, but we are allowed to have whatever we want. And so, a lot of the work in having what we want is literally like bringing awareness to where we're getting in our own way. And it can be as simple as, it's your birthday and you want to go away. And instead of going for the hotel that you actually want to go for and allowing yourself to have that experience, you go for the cheapest one. Right. And so a lot of the beauty of money work, and I love money work, and I've got a lot of shit at the beginning for teaching on money so much, but I love money work so much. I love the idea of desire and manifestation so much because it brings up so many things for us. So many of us have got these patterns of, oh, I'm going to book a flight. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to ask myself what I want. I'm going to go on Skyscanner and I'm going to find the cheapest flight. And then you have a shit experience where you've got a baby crying the whole way. I apparently was that baby for my parents every time they flew. But you've got a baby crying the whole way. And you get there and you're like, you're exhausted in your head. You're like, I should have just allowed myself to have the fucking thing that I wanted to have, right? And so a lot of the manifestation work is tuning in and actually asking, what do I want? Am I allowing myself to have it? Why am I not allowing myself to have it? Oh, because it feels uncomfortable. Oh, because I'm going to have to do something that feels uncomfortable, because I'm going to have to put my motors on, right? And the more that you tune into that, the more that you're going to create a life that's extraordinary, because the more that you're going to allow yourself to have what you want, right? And I saw in the chat, it was coming up for someone, they picked a relationship goal, not a business goal, not a money goal. And so much of our stuff came up, right? But that desire of, I want this, I want this, I want a relationship, I want to meet a partnership, right? There's so much of our old self that will make her want to shut down and pick things that feel safe and known. But honoring that desire and moving on it and doing those things, right? And reminding yourself that even if things can happen, you can cope, right? That's the work, right? So with whatever you choose, whether it's global uni, house manifestation, VIP, to come to an in-person experience, to pick a blueprint, like whatever it is, right? just tune in and ask yourself, is that what you really want? Are you going for the safe option? Right? Is that what you really want? And if it is yes, amazing, do it. Right? And if your mind is saying not now, I'm going to put it off in the future, is that actually a timeline thing? Or is it just because you think that it's going to feel less uncomfortable in the future? Because it's still going to feel uncomfortable, whether it's today or tomorrow, right? That emotion is still going to be there. And very often what we're doing is we avoid that emotion, right? And so you can choose to make a decision today. And you can choose to be with whatever feelings that comes up today, right? And in that, you're actually practicing allowing yourself to have more of what you want. Okay, I'm going to go. I think that's enough from me. Let's make sure Nicola says, thanks, Hannah. It all makes so much sense. I'm going to have to be having a good think and feel into all of this. Yeah, drop me a message, Nicola, if you want. You guys know where I am. The 2K ends on Thursday. Okay, so we've got Wednesday, tomorrow, and Thursday. I've got someone that wants to join, and she wants to join, I think, the VIP. And I said to her, tomorrow we've got the VIP call, and then Thursday we've got the business clinic. So if you're joining this week, you might as well come to the business clinic and actually be live and get coached in business. It's from 4 to 6, right? So you might as well do that. And if you want to do the pay in full to book in the one-to-one call, we can do that early August if you'd like. And yeah, all VIP services as normal are going in August. And the program for the Global Uni in August is the sales challenge. So you'll literally be making a financial commitment and then selling. So it's pretty perfect. Okay, big kiss, everyone. Ciao, ciao.